Hey guys, so tonight I had to work late at the office. We had a late meeting, and so we ordered food from Jimmy John's, or as I like to call it, Yimmy John's, because I'm a Kevin Pollak fan and I love the whole nine yards. Have you guys seen that video? Anyway, he pronounces things, J's like Y's. So Yimmy John's, and of course, I like, you know, I'm okay with Jimmy John's. I think that they are a decent sandwich shop. But here's the thing that I have a problem with sandwich shops. Or it's not really a problem, it's just kind of an observation. And that is most sandwich shops are all the same. Like, I'm sorry, I know the difference between really cheap sandwich meat and good sandwich meat, but I can't necessarily tell the difference between premium and super premium sandwich meat. Is that true? Like, do you guys agree with me for that? Like, so you have all the sandwich places like Schlotsky's and Subway and Quiznos and Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. And what do they all have in common? Well, they all have warm sandwiches and cold sandwiches. And when it comes to cold sandwiches, what is the real difference? The real difference is in the bread and in whatever else they make up. In the case of Jimmy John's, I think it's pretty brilliant in that they're known for what? Not necessarily the food, but how quickly they deliver the food. It's kind of like Coors Light. It's like, how do we differentiate our crappy beer from other bad beer? Well, let's just say that it's ice cold. It's like Arctic. It's like Colorado ice, which is, when you really think about it, completely ridiculous. All beer can be that cold. Anyway, whatever. Ice brewed, that's what they say. I digress. Jimmy John's. I decided to get what they call the JJ Gargantuan. Let me repeat that and add a little echo effect. JJ Gargantuan. Here's what it is. It's basically like an Italian hoagie. Remember, I grew up in Philly. It's an Italian hoagie. It's got like turkey, salami, capicola. It's a roast beef. It basically has like all meats with tomatoes and onions and lettuce and mayo and Italian dressing. This thing, here's a video of it. And this thing, I put my fist next to it for scale. My fist is a normal size fist. Just so you know, it's not like it's a little itty bitty like little baby fist. I'm in a weird mood, guys. And this thing is pretty big. It's like I have this like little like this little belly like I'm pregnant from cold cuts. It's like 9 months later, I'm going to have a little Jimmy John's baby. I'm in my second trimester. You can go check out my Babies R Us registry. And what I want to say here, though, is it's okay. It's just okay. Like it's really risky to say gargantuan because it's one thing to say this is a small sandwich, a medium sandwich, and a large sandwich because those, when you throw out there, are all relative terms from each other. You don't say that's a large sandwich and you say I know exactly what a large sandwich is. No, you need to know like how is it compared to a small sandwich. Because someone's small sandwich is different than someone else's small sandwich. So someone's large sandwich is different than someone else's large sandwich. All you know is that a large is bigger than a medium is bigger than a small, and vice versa. But when you throw out a term like gargantuan, don't you expect something to be, I don't know, gargantuan? This thing wasn't gargantuan. This thing was decent, a decent amount of meat. I don't know what the poundage was. I probably am better off not knowing what the poundage was. But it was just okay. The cold cuts were okay. The flavor, great. Yeah, it's okay. The bread was, yeah, okay. The price, okay. The delivery, super fast. Very, 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 very fast. I mean, that's what Jimmy John's is known for. So just wanted to share, have you had the JJ Gargantuan from Jimmy John's, Yimmy John's? Have you had any other things from Jimmy John's? Do you even like Jimmy John's? And what do you think about my premise that really the only difference that these sandwich places can have is something that has nothing to do with the sandwich? The reality is that a lot of the entrees, a lot of sandwich choices you can get at any deli can be fresh choices like Subway, right? The reality is that any of these sandwiches could be hot and toasty like Quiznos, right? So what really is the point of differentiation for these sandwich shops? Not much. Except one other thing I almost forgot. Jimmy John's does have one other thing other than super, super fast, and that is they make their own chips, or at least they license their name on their own chips, and those chips are pretty fantastic, actually. Now that I think about it, that is one thing that Jimmy John's has for them that other places don't. Not only is it super fast, but they have awesome chips, and they're like kettle cooked chips. They're like super crispy, and or crisps, as they say in the UK, and I got barbecue, of course. Barbecue is my number one choice. So anyway, I don't even know what the point of this video is, except for the fact to say the JJ Gargantuan from Jimmy John's. It was okay. That's about it. Oh, one other thing. Check this out. I got from Amazon. It's actually made by a company called Kegworks. And the reason why I got it is I got this awesome mason jar of Firefly apple pie moonshine for my birthday. And the problem with anyone who's trying to pour things out of a mason jar knows it is hard to pour out of a mason jar. It dribbles all down, and you're like, oh man, like it ruins the label, and then you waste some moonshine and all that stuff. Well, I found this, and it fits your standard moonshine mason jar, and it's got a spout, so you don't waste anything. Pretty cool, right? Kegworks. Kegworks.com, I assume. I don't know. I got it on Amazon. Anyway. JJ Gargantuan, Jimmy John's, sandwich was okay. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow.